Welcome to the Finding Nebo podcast, where we talk about all things Nebo School District. We are your hosts, Lindsay Hughes
and Seth Sorensen.
And we are back. And I always say, I just love this time of year where all of these people who have been wanting to be administrators, maybe for a short time, maybe for a really long time, have just been appointed for the next school year.
Yep, there's always a lot of excitement, a lot of tears too, because that means that other people are leaving.
Yeah.
Either they're retiring or moving to a different assignment.
Bittersweet.
So you have that bittersweet moment. Yeah,
absolutely.
But a lot of excitement.
So let's get to know some more.
All right.
We have another guest on the podcast today. This is Jordan Smith. Jordan, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
We're so glad you're here.
Good to be here.
So, for the viewers that don't know you, tell us a little bit about who Jordan Smith is personally and professionally.
I'm a product of Nebo. I graduated from Spanish Fork High, 2007.
Oh, you're a baby.
Sometimes I feel that way. So. I've always loved Nebo. My kids go to Nebo. I've taught Nebo this is my 10th year in education in Nebo. I started off as a social studies teacher at Spanish Fork as a football coach. And then I made the jump to a junior high. Yep. Takes in junior high for, I guess, 8 years. And currently been the last year at Valley View Middle School. I live in Salem. I love Salem. It's a great community. I agree. Yeah, so many great things. I got a cute little family, and we're always busy. I got 3 boys, so it's one sport after the next, and a lot of fighting in our house. But love to coach the boys. Love to spend time outdoors. I got a good group of friends that I'm still close with. That's kind of a little bit about me.
You know, I have to confess, I was a little bummed that you got the Dean of Students at Valley View because I wanted you to teach my son.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he was in 8th grade.
He was in 8th grade. Yeah. Well, he's in 9th grade now.
9th grade now.
Yeah.
I would have been a district teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jordan, you're heading down to Salem Junior High now.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most with that change?
I think there's a few things. Like I mentioned, I love Salem. I love the community. So being at Valley View was great. I do a lot in the sporting side of things in the community. And so I feel like I already know a lot of kids just from that. And so I'm really excited about the community and the kids I get to work with at Salem Junior. I really like Keith Richards. He's awesome. He's been kind of a family friend for a while. And so I'm excited to work with him and Chris and the rest of that faculty. My mom works at the junior high too.
I know. I think that's the
That'll
cutest.
be fun.
No, that's so cute.
Yeah. So it's going to be awesome to work with mom. And then, my oldest boy is going to be a 9th grader there.
So we weren't going to ask this, but what does he feel about his dad coming to be the assistant principal?
Oh,
Because you're not going to be like the cool guy. Like, you're going to do discipline.
yeah, right. Like I'm going to be the bad guy.
You're going to be the bad guy sometimes.
Hopefully I don't have him come in to see me. But no, I think originally, like, he put off the vibe that it was, like, going to be this horrible thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's super pumped about it.
I bet he's.
He's really excited.
Yeah, I think so. Kids that age can't act like it's cool to have your parents around, but I think they...
You know what?
really feel it is.
My 9th grader treats me way better than the junior. Like, when I take him to school, if I have to check him in or whatever, I'll say, like, "Hey, see you, Colt, love you." And he'll say, "Love you, Mom," like, in front of people. I'm like,
Yeah.
so maybe I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to try that.
Try it. Try it, like, in the commons area.
Yeah, right in front of everyone.
Like, as he's walking to class.
Love you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, just see what happens.
Strategy. Let's see how we do that.
And then let me know how it goes.
It's a good idea.
Okay, so you're leaving Valley View. You've only been there for a year. However, there were some challenges there. You as the admin team really had to take care of your principal during that time.
Yeah.
And so what do you want to say to the faculty and staff in your community at Valley View?
I mean, obviously, I'm going to miss the faculty and staff, right? With the community and the students, the cool thing about jumping forward is that I'll get to see them right, in a couple of years. And so that's something I'm looking forward to. But the faculty and staff, right, that's what you leave behind.
Yep.
And just in the year that I've been there, I've made some awesome friends, right? And got close with some people. And it's going to be sad not to see them and work with them, but I would hopefully see them around in the community. A lot of them live in Salem. But yeah, just a little bummed to move on, but excited to work with the new staff and get to know, Nate's faculty and staff and just help empower them to be great educators that they are.
So in moving forward and leaving such a great place and going to another really great place, what would you like to tell this new faculty and staff about you? What message would you like to share with them?
Yeah, I'm pretty loose. I feel like I'm a pretty genuine person. I'm really there to get to know them, right? And just, I don't know, have fun is the wrong word as an administrator.
No, totally have fun.
Just like,
You can have fun.
yeah, just be there for them, whatever they need. I view myself as like a servant leader, right? So I'm there for them. I just want to help them in any way that I can and just try to connect with them. Teachers are amazing and their jobs are tough. Being in the classroom for 9 years, I got to see that firsthand. And so where I'm really kind of fresh out of the classroom in the last few years, like I just want to be there to support and share whatever knowledge I have that could help them. So looking forward to that.
Well, Jordan, thank you so much for joining us today. Glad you made
All right, our next guest on the podcast is Travis Moss. Travis, welcome.
Welcome. We're glad you're here.
Yes, we're excited to have you. We're here to talk to you about your new appointment. But before we jump into that, let's find out a little bit about who Travis is. So why don't you tell our viewers who you are, both personally and professionally?
All right. So I'm a transplant to the area. I've been here for 15 years now with my wife, and we met at BYU. And I originally from Idaho, southern Idaho, and my wife is from Yakima, Washington. And we met on a co-ed basketball team. And,
Good up. How fun.
yeah, my wife is an amazing basketball player.
Okay.
That played back at Dixie State when it was called Dixie State. And she was the star of our team by far, the best player. Just the plan was to get, my wife's name is Lauren, get her the ball and everybody get out of the way. And we took some Spanish classes together. She majored in Spanish and I was in Spanish teaching. And it just kind of blossomed from there. She's the best. We have 5 kids now. We've got twin boys that are 6. We have just
I have twins. So
oh, you do as well?
twins are great.
We love these little dudes. They're identical twins, and they just turned 6 last week.
Have you noticed any of their magic powers that twins seem to have?
The only magical power that we really notice is that they get along pretty well. For us,
That's magical. Yeah.
the 5 kids, they seriously are just best little buds.
That's fun. Oh, yeah.
And I think they might be mirror twins. I don't know. One's right-handed, one's left-handed.
My husband's a mirrored twin.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Wow.
It's an interesting thing.
Yeah. What are their names?
They're Brooks and Quinn.
Okay. Mine is Aaron and Darren.
Okay. We thought for half a second just to mess with people and name them Brooks and Darren.
You just couldn't do it.
We were really set on the name Brooks, but we didn't know a
I
second.
didn't know the second one.
Here's a Spanish thing is Quinn is just a few minutes younger than his brother. And so the word for 5th in Spanish is quinto. And so we're like Quinn.
Oh, cute.
Anyway, so there's a little thing there with
Cute.
him. But after we have the twins, and then our next oldest is Lincoln, and he's 9.
Okay.
And he just turned 9 in February. He's a 3rd grader, going to be in 4th grade. Awesome little dude. And then we've got our next oldest is Ryan, and he's 10. He's going into middle school next year.
Mhm.
Then our oldest is Emery. She's 12, and she's going into junior next year.
Awesome.
So, yeah, it's our happy family. We live pretty close to Spanish Fork High. We've lived in Springville community and also Spanish Fork, and we have just felt really well taken care of from the moment we got here. A little tidbit, maybe I'm more on the professional side, is my first introduction to Nebo was I got hired mid-July of 2011.
Wow.
So it's late.
Yeah, it's way late.
My wife and I already had plans to do student teaching up in Riverton in that area. And when an internship opened, it was because Nate Whitney had a current administrator in the district. He had left the classroom kind of in the middle of the summer because of other stuff, but he got a job at Mapleton Junior High as a dean of students. And so I had this opportunity to take over his classroom. And I tell everybody, I became Nate Whitney for 3 years. Like I just did everything just like Nate Whitney. And it's sincerely one of the biggest blessings of my life, because I got the job and Nate was the first person that didn't hire me that I met. And he just came to my room and said, "Hey, I understand you're brand new intern. I'm going to give you everything I have, and I'm going to teach you how, like, my system, how everything works. And I'm just going to get you set up right from the get-go."
Wow.
So that experience for me hasn't changed at all. Like,
Love it.
the people in Nebo have been taking care of myself and my family in the same way for the last 15 years. And we feel super blessed that we landed in this community.
Yeah.
And we're excited to keep putting down roots here.
I
Well, we're glad you.
love that. Yeah, we are glad you're here. So a couple weeks ago, you were appointed as the Mapleton Junior High principal, which will take effect July 1. What are you most excited about?
The thing I'm most excited about with the new position in Mapleton is that for me, it's like coming home. So going back to Nate Whitney, I was just with him and I joked with him, my whole career is just falling because Nate was the principal at Mapleton Junior High when I left the classroom 7 years ago to become an administrator. And I was a dean of students at Mapleton Junior High for 2 years. It just so happened to be our COVID years. So the year that COVID started,
Oh,
and then our mask year. And I got to tell you guys, they have a mission statement at Mapleton Junior High, and it's about being a unified community. And it's spot on. But when I found about this new position, I felt a ton of emotions. But the one that settled in the most the last few days is just grateful. That community is amazing. The community of the people, but also like the staff, everybody at that school helps everybody feel very well.
mhm.
I just had a conversation with one of our teachers at Spring Canyon where I've been working, and she talked about her daughter's experience at Mapleton Junior High and how it was nothing but positive and how they loved every minute of it. And I can relate to that so much. I loved being a dean of students at Mapleton Junior High. It was hard. It was really hard to leave the classroom because that was my passion. And to switch, that transition wasn't always easy, but I couldn't think of doing it in a different place besides Mapleton. And to have a similar thing happen, transitioning from the assistant role to the principal role, but also being able to do it at Mapleton Junior High, for me is the best case scenario.
I love that.
Yeah, it really is kind of a homecoming.
Coming home.
Yeah, it feels that way. I've been able to come back and do some things the last few days. We've been doing a lot of hiring and interviews, and I just that's the overwhelming feeling, is just feeling very well taken care of and hope, I guess.
Good.
So as you're leaving Spring Canyon, I know that's always a hard thing. You leave, those friends and connections you have. What would you like to tell the faculty and staff there?
So this is a good question for me. Spring Canyon for me was very unique. I left Mapleton Junior High as a dean of students to open Spring Canyon with Allison Hansen and Angela Yao. And Angela's a principal now at an elementary school, Sage Creek. Thank you. Sorry, Angela. But we, as that team, we bonded really, really well. And then the faculty as well, building something from scratch. So I feel really proud of the way the teachers have created an amazing school. I am so proud of the teachers and the things that they've done, and being a small part and seeing all that come together. I have had a lot of big emotions of being sad to leave it behind. But if there was one thing I would like to tell the faculty and the staff and the community of Spring Canyon, is that that they are amazing people that have taken care of kids the right way. And I look forward to them doing that for a long time to come. They're just amazing.
I'm sure they're going to miss you. I'm sure they weren't excited about your appointment, even though they're happy for you, right? When we get into administration, I think all of our goal is to run a building. Like that's what we want to do, but it doesn't make it easy leaving a place that you call home as well.
Yeah.
And to start a school is something not a lot of people get to say. So I can see that you are going to miss them. They're going to miss you as well.
Yes.
But coming back to Mapleton Junior, what do you want to say to the community there? What do they need to know about Travis Moss?
So a couple things. The first thing is getting to know me is that at my heart, I'm a teacher. My grandma was a teacher for 35 years. My grandpa was a teacher for 30 years. My aunt was a teacher for 30 years. And I grew up in southern Idaho, a really small town, Declo, Idaho, population 300 something,
Wow.
200 something now that I left.
Yeah.
My graduating class was 72 kids.
Wow.
And that formed me a lot more than I think it did. Just the way that I knew everyone and everyone knew me and my older brothers and my younger sister. And it was a really tight-knit community. And even though a school like Mapleton Junior is quite a bit bigger, it's 1,300 plus kids, we want to create that same type of environment that everybody knows each other, we can take care of each other, and people feel comfortable and safe and welcome at our school. And I got to tell you that already exists. So my goal is like to not mess that up. Like, they're fantastic. One unique thing about Mapleton that we're really excited about as a new administration team is that this next year, 2026, is the 20th anniversary of the school being built.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We have 6 faculty members that moved from what was called Springville Middle and moved to Mapleton Junior High when it opened 20 years ago.
Wow.
And so there is a foundation that is super solid of incredible educators that's been there for a long time. And we look forward to kind of exploring that with our faculty of what's been the great things that have happened in the past 20 years, what has made this school so amazing, and how can we make sure that we solidify those things, reinforce those things for another amazing 20 years. So that's where my mind is right now. Just really grateful for the people and the incredible culture there, and looking to help in any way that I can make sure that that same culture exists for the future.
So awesome.
Well, Travis, we appreciate you being here today with us and being on the podcast. And it's been a lot of fun getting to know you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Thank you guys very much.
We are so excited to have our next guest on the podcast, Jenna Jarvis. Welcome.
Welcome.
We are
Thank
so glad you are here. So why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself personally and professionally?
Okay, fantastic. I have 2 fabulous children. They are 20 and 19. One is about to finish her associates at UVU, and one gets home from a mission in 67 days. But who's counting?
Who's counting?
I've always just felt home in school buildings. I had the best teacher anyone could have in 2nd grade, and she just lit that fire for me. And ever since then, I have just loved being in the classroom in one way or another. I started teaching in 4th grade and then jumped to 1st and jumped all around until I started doing administrative roles. And this last year I was TSA at Parkview, and I'm excited to get to stay at Parkview as principal next year.
Yeah, so we didn't mention Jenna currently is at Parkview as the TSA and will be staying as the principal because Shanna is retiring.
Yes, it's a dream.
Which is perfect. Jenna has been fantastic at Parkview. I have been there watching her, and she's phenomenal. So I love that you're staying there.
Thank you.
Yep, it's exciting. So your role's going to change a little bit. You're moving into a little bit of a different position, but you've been doing a quasi-administrator role for a while. What are you looking forward to most?
I mean, I know it's going to change. I know the role is going to change, but I am so excited to get to stay at Parkview and keep the momentum going. There's so many great things happening that I feel like when you move to a new school, you're building those relationships and you're kind of starting over. But I have that step already made. And so just continuing the good things that are going is one thing I'm really excited about.
So you've been at Parkview this is your 2nd year, right?
Correct.
Okay. Parkview is a special place. And people always say that, but it actually is true. I've loved having my children there the last couple of years. But what do you love most about Parkview?
Yeah, we joke that Parkview is the Disneyland of Nebo. It's just magical things happen there. I love the people. Of course, the teachers are phenomenal. The technicians are phenomenal. The students are the heart and the soul of the school. But we have incredible parents there as well. So you have this perfect balance of everybody working together, working for what's best for students, and it's incredible. I feel like in education you have this amazing opportunity to just work with incredible human beings. There's never been a school that I've been at that just hasn't had people with incredibly good hearts.
Yep.
And so I'm lucky to be at Parkview.
So Jenna, you're moving into a new job, but not a new school. Is there anything you'd like to tell your faculty and staff as you prepare to move into this new role?
I think one of the things that has just been incredible along this journey of applying and going through the process of changing roles is to see the support I've gotten. Because we all knew that Shanna was going to retire, and that wasn't everyone's wish. We would have loved for her to stay and continue to stay, but it is, she's excited for her new step. But it's been incredible to have the support of the faculty. They really have been phenomenal. They, would just ask me, what's the process? Where are you at? And they were just cheering me along from the side. I feel like everyone should have that moment where they can just have this unconditional love poured upon them. My great aunt had passed away kind of in the middle of all of this process. And you see that at a funeral, right? So I kept telling my husband, I feel like I'm at my own funeral. Everyone's just loving on me, right? And so I feel like it's just been incredible. Again, I mentioned parents earlier. They were on the sidelines cheering me on too. And so I hope that that connection that I have with everyone continues. Just because I have a new title, I'm still the same person, and I'm still here for them, and I still want to validate and listen, support, see, and just support them in their journey and becoming professionals that they want to be as well.
I like that.
I am excited to watch you as a principal of Parkview Elementary, and I know that Shanna will be a phone call away if you need her.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be Shanna, you get to be Jenna. But I know you're going to continue the incredible things that are happening at Parkview. It is a really good place. We have been truly blessed every time that we have stepped in that school.
Thanks,
So
Lindsay.
anyway, you're going to be amazing, and I'm
Yeah.
excited to watch you. And thanks for being here today.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Ed.
We have another administrator that we want to introduce you to, and that is you.
Me? I thought it was Seth.
It is Seth. But aren't you Seth?
Sometimes.
You are the public relations communications Seth.
Yes, but I think today we're going to be interviewing the CTE program manager,
Seth.
Seth. Yes.
This is a really exciting time.
So
Seth, welcome.
Yeah, we're excited to have you here. Well, thanks. I'm happy to be here. It's really nice to be on the show and to be in this seat. I've never sat on this side of the studio and had this perspective before. This is actually my first time interviewing you publicly. I mean, we've talked a lot, just in our heads.
There's a lot of talking between the two of you.
Yeah. We
Internally.
do talk internally a lot.
Yeah.
So it's exciting
But welcome.
to be
We're
able
so
to talk
glad
to you
you're here.
So I guess the first question is, who is Seth Sorensen? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Personally and professionally.
So who am I? That's actually a really good question. I was really young when I was born, so I don't remember a lot, but I was told that my mom was in the hospital in Nephi having a baby, and so I chose to be born there so I could be close to her. A few days later, she left and went to Spring City, so I moved with her because I wanted to be close to family. As I got older, my sister Kendra and I actually had to go stay a summer with my grandparents. And while I was there, I drank the milk. And after drinking the milk, it was incredible. I started to see all of these mystical creatures. I saw, fairies. I became friends with a couple of satyrs, Newell and Doran. We had a lot of really cool adventures there. We fought with a demon Bahamut and defeated him. And
Wow.
it was pretty cool. Later on, we inherited a dragon sanctuary.
So typical childhood is what
Yeah,
I'm
I mean
hearing.
just typical
Like the norm.
stuff. Yeah, what
Mhm.
everyone does.
Yeah. Sorry, keep going. I
Um,
just wanted to call that out, that it's
yeah, that
you're not
it's-
any different from the rest of us.
No, I'm kind of
Yeah.
just like everyone
Normal.
else.
Mhm.
Professionally, I've done a lot of things. I have been a fifth grade teacher, but I've also dabbled with the arts, not the dark arts, but just the arts, painting, drawing. I was the art specialist for a while.
Yes, you were.
Social studies specialist. That dark arts position, it's a tough one. Like every time a new school year starts, they have somebody new there, but I was never the lead guy. But anyway, I've worked in curriculum. I was the assessment person for almost 20 years.
Yeah. Yes.
Which was quite a long time. It was a great job. I enjoyed working with data and testing and all of that. And then I got this new opportunity to work with you and Dave and do some things in public relations, which has been an incredible job.
So fun.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I've had some really great experiences, worked with some really awesome people.
Okay, Seth. So with this new role, you are leaving public relations and communications, which you did a great job at. Now you're going to be a program manager in CTE, which I feel like is right in your wheelhouse. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty excited about this new position. I mean, in my life outside of education, I love to play in the dirt, play in the rocks. I like to weld. I like to
heavy machinery.
Yeah. In fact, we just bought a big D10 dozer that was delivered to our quarry in Wyoming. I'm super excited to go be the 10-year-old boy to go drive that and play with it. And technology, I love technology. I love, basically, if it's part of CTE, I love it.
That's why I thought you would be stoked about this new position.
Okay, so moving into this new position, what is it you're most excited about? I think the thing that I'm most excited about is being able to be out in the schools. I just love being out in the schools with the students and the teachers. It's such a refreshing thing to be out there. It reminds me of why we all got into education. You just have that feeling of rejuvenation and that excitement of the kids and the excitement of the teachers, and that's what I'm really looking forward to most.
Okay, Seth, what would you like to say to the people that you're leaving inside the district office, and what would you like to say to the people in the CTE office?
That's a really good question. I think I'd like to tell the people that have worked with me and been there for me, I'm sorry.
I like that. That's really meaningful.
I think he's talking to me.
It takes a lot to work with me, and I know it, and I appreciate everybody that's willing to do it, right? It can be a challenge. I have ADD, I know that, and I am often all over the place, but I really do appreciate the people that I've worked with. I really work with an incredible group. You, Dave, everybody over in the elementary, secondary offices is just an amazing group. And probably to the group that they're going to get to know me, have patience. It'll probably be a steep learning curve. I mean, I'm very passionate about everything that I'm going to be doing and everyone that I'm going to be working with. I know a lot of those folks, but I hope that they'll tolerate me just like everyone else has, and I'm really excited and really looking forward to it.
Seth, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, we appreciate you being here.
Oh, that's gonna be
As
funny.
I'm looking at
Lindsay,
your belly.
eyes up here. I've noticed that you guys keep looking at this dinosaur. It's a really cool dinosaur.
It's just a really cool dinosaur.
But
I'm probably looking at
you know,
I know, and I think I'm looking at the pillow. Got it. Yeah, that's.
I mean, it is a focal point.